It's okay. I can go around.
Of course.
Richard.
Why do you keep calling me that?
So I finally got a chance to watch Don't Move, and yeah, this was definitely one of the movies of all time that I've seen. Now I don't know what I was expecting, I guess. I knew very little going into it outside of just the poster, and then it was called Don't Move, so I'm like, okay, it could be interesting. It's a horror movie. All right. I go in, and it just like I was kind of just left with just a movie that did not seem like it really thought out what it was doing. So for those that don't know what Don't Move basically is about, Don't Move is just a movie where you have this woman who was presumably about to jump off a cliff and commit self-transition. She was stopped by a guy who convinced her that life is kind of worth living, she shouldn't do that, and come to find out this guy is actually a creep, to say the least. Creep, borderline, I guess serial killer, I guess you could say that. He was a serial killer. And the whole movie just ends up being centered around him kind of trying to take her up to a cabin to, you know, do things with her that aren't very nice. And probably the biggest contentious with this movie is the fact that he gave her something that caused her to become paralyzed. So the majority of the movie is her being paralyzed, but also trying to escape him. And this is where I say this movie, it seems like, I don't know if this is going to make sense when I say this movie kind of outthought itself. It's like it came up with such an ambitious and unique idea that it forgot to realize that just because something is very ambitious and unique does not mean that it'll come across the screen very well. There's a reason why you don't have a lot of movies where the main character is paralyzed throughout it and can't react, talk, or look, or do anything like that. It's because it makes the movie very boring. Not only does it just make the movie very boring, it also makes the movie kind of just fall flat, no pun intended, because there's a lot of parts in the movie where she's laying flat because, you know, paralyzed. But this movie just kind of it was just boring. As I was watching it, it's like it felt like I could go sit down, make some ramen noodles, go use the bathroom, go take a shower, come back, watch the movie, and it just seems like she just went from being paralyzed next to a tree to now she's paralyzed in like a barrel in a guy's house. Like it just felt like I'm not missing anything at any part of the movie. It didn't grip me at any point. From the moment she got paralyzed, it was kind of just like, all right. Even like slick moments that they try to pull where it's like she's paralyzed but she's communicating with her eyes, and it's like, okay, interesting, all right. That didn't solve anything. Okay, she's paralyzed. Cop pulls him over. The cop finds out there's some fishy stuff going on. Cop dies. Okay. And then we get the most egregious thing that happened. She's at this point still mostly paralyzed, or yeah, she's still mostly paralyzed. She's out on a boat with the serial killer. I don't want to just keep calling him that. Richard. She's out on the boat with Richard. Her name is Iris. She's out on the boat with Richard, and Richard ends up getting shot multiple times and dies and gets outsmarted and outwitted by a chick that has shown to be little to no combat experienced versus him, who looks like he's done this quite a few times. And she, with being paralyzed, was able to shoot him, get him off the boat, swim to shore, come back over top of him, and shoot him once again, presumably killing him and making it out safe. Now, here's the thing, right? I've seen a lot of stupid shit happen in movies and shows, like I'm no stranger to that, but the fact that you have the balls to feel like you can pull some shit like that and I'm just supposed to be like cool with it just because a sad thing is happening to a woman, that doesn't excuse you to have shitty endings. That's not it. Now here's the thing. First off, and this is the crazy part, I can't even pretend to feel like I can write a better ending to that, because I feel like me myself, I probably wouldn't even have gave her the whole paralyzed. That whole paralyzed part of it is crazy, and I get it. It's like, well, that's the whole part. The movie's called Don't Move. It's centered around this. I just think it's a stupid concept. I'll be honest with you. Who would have thought that a movie where the main character is paralyzed throughout it would be boring and be like a slog to watch? Who would have known? And the thing is, I can't even say like she gave a bad performance because she's just face acting in most of it. So it's like, I can't say she was bad or good because she didn't do enough for me to like say if she was bad or good. And the only thing I can really say about Mr. Whitlock here is that I guess, or I'm sorry, not Wittrock. So I don't want to be disrespectful like that. Only thing I can say about him is this is his audition to be the next Patrick Bateman, I guess, if that comes to be the case. That's about all I'll take away from that. I don't know, who is this movie for? That was probably like my biggest thing coming out of it after watching this. Like, who is this movie for? Who sat down and watched this movie and was like, oh yeah, this is my jazz. Like, I like this.
Push the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn button.
You heard what she said.
Like, the only redeeming quality I could say is that Finn did a phenomenal job playing like a creepy, weirdo, like serial killer dude. Like, he pulled that off immensely well. Like, he definitely gave off creepy vibes. Like I said, if this was his audition tape to be the next Patrick Bateman, hats off to you. I think he definitely should be in contention. And I guess he also showed that he can play a sinister character very well. I will say that. As far as Kelsey is concerned, like I said, she didn't really do much in the movie, so it's like I'm not gonna shit on her, and I'm not also gonna say that she just completely blew me away with her performance, because like she didn't offer me enough for me to be able to make that decision. And also, I guess if there was a way for me to fix this movie, here's how I would have fixed this movie, right? Because let me actually try to like be fair for a moment. If I had, because I feel like I shouldn't just like completely shit on this movie and offer no solution, you know, like you should be solution based, I guess, when your criticism, I guess, is what I hear sometimes. So let me not be that guy. If I were to tackle a movie with this type of premise where the main character is going to be paralyzed, number one, I wouldn't make it a movie. I would make it like a short film, right? So that whole opening sequence, that is my entire short film. I would make that my entire short film and end the short film with her being paralyzed. There you have it. Now, if people are gonna say that's a dark ass short film, it's horror. I don't know. Definitely wouldn't have my paralyzed and main character be able to like elude so much and be able to survive. Like this was the most suspend your disbelief movie I think I have seen in quite some time. Netflix, I don't know what sometimes it's such a hit or miss place, and I don't even want to be that guy to like find an excuse to shit on Hitman, because I don't fucking like that movie either, and people are hyping that shit up so much. That movie still has high praise. I think that movie has what, like 90% audience and critic score. That movie is so terrible. Like I don't know, maybe Netflix movies just aren't my jive. Maybe this is my come to Jesus moment where I start to realize that maybe I'm just not a big fan of what Netflix's formula is. Whoever is cooking in the Netflix kitchen, I'm allergic to it, clearly, because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about this movie. And the crazy thing is, people like this. And this is one of those times, just as a reviewer, where I'm sitting here thinking to myself, yeah, people can enjoy what they like, but I would be very interested to see, for the people that like this movie, what exactly was it that you liked about it? I like, genuinely, because I like a lot of trash movies. I do. And I'm not saying that because you like this movie, that means your opinion is trash. It's just very different from mine's. So I would be very interested just to understand it. Because, like, I can't find anything with this movie that is anywhere redeemable outside of, like I said, Finn Wittrock killed it as much as he could with what he was given, because I feel like even killing it is a stretch, and I feel like that's like a double entendre. He killed it because he killed people in the movie. That's funny. No, it's not. Grade rating, it was like a D-. It's like, it's not an F. I feel like an F, I would have had to turn this movie off. I sat and watched it, but I was not a big fan of this movie, and I'm generally like very positive with shit. Like, I usually give stuff like a lot. I've been looked at as a guy that like is pretty generous with the stuff that I watch. I very rarely shit on stuff, at least on video. But yeah, this is like a D-. I don't know who is this movie for. Somebody tell me, because maybe it's clearly not for me. But if you do enjoy this movie, please, I'm being dead serious too. I'm not even trying to be funny. Please tell me, what did you like about this movie? Because I'm very interested to know. Because I asked my friends, and they also, like my friends that actually watched the movie. Like, I have a friend that watches, like, seems like every new Netflix original, he's like locked and loaded with it, and even he didn't like it. So maybe, is it just like a guy thing? Like, I don't, maybe if I looked at it from like, I don't know, like, somebody explain it, because I'm so lost. so lost. But until my next video, I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Y'all have a blessed one. Sorry that this was not a nice review, but yeah, you know, beggars can't be choosers. It is what it is. See y'all in the next one. Bye bye.